The future of smartphones is constantly evolving, and one category that continues to push boundaries is foldable devices. Over the past few years, we've seen companies experiment with different designs, from flip-style phones to book-style foldables. But now, it looks like Samsung might be preparing something completely different, a new kind of foldable. Rumors about a wide foldable from Samsung have been circulating for quite some time. And now, according to a well-known industry insider, the device is not only real, but it could actually launch this year. That's a big deal. Because if true, this wouldn't just be another update to the existing lineup. It could mark the beginning of an entirely new product category alongside Samsung's current foldables. Right now, Samsung's foldable lineup includes two main series. The Galaxy Z Fold, which opens like a book, and the Galaxy Z Flip, which folds vertically into a compact size. But this rumored device could sit somewhere in between, or even create a new direction entirely. So what exactly makes this wide foldable different? Let's break it down. One of the most interesting details from the leak is the display. The device is expected to feature a 7.6-inch internal screen, which is similar in size to current Fold models. However, the key difference lies in the aspect ratio. Instead of the tall and narrow layout we're used to, this new foldable could adopt a 4:3 aspect ratio. Now, that might not sound like a huge change, but in practice, it could completely transform how the device is used. A 4:3 ratio is much closer to what you'd find on a tablet. That means when you unfold the phone, it would feel more like a compact tablet rather than a stretched smartphone. And that opens up a lot of possibilities. For example, multitasking could become much more efficient. You could run multiple apps side by side without them feeling cramped. Reading documents, editing files, or even browsing the web could feel more natural and comfortable. In other words, this device could be designed with productivity in mind. But of course, every design choice comes with trade-offs. While the wider display might be great when the phone is unfolded, it could create challenges when it's folded. An extra wide form factor could make the device harder to hold in one hand. It might feel bulkier in your pocket, and usability in everyday situations could be affected. So while the concept is exciting, it also raises some practical questions. Now let's talk about performance. According to the leak, the device could be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chipset. This would be a flagship-level processor designed to handle demanding tasks with ease. From gaming to multitasking, users can expect top-tier performance. And for a device focused on productivity, that kind of power is essential. Battery life is another important factor, especially for foldables. The rumored battery capacity is around 4,800 milliamp hours, with a rated minimum of 4,660. Like most foldables, this battery would likely be split into two separate cells. This helps with internal design and weight distribution. While the capacity isn't groundbreaking, it should be enough to get through a full day of typical use, assuming Samsung optimizes the software well. Now, speaking of software, this is where things get even more interesting. Previous leaks have hinted at new UI animations in One UI that might be specifically designed for this wider layout. That suggests Samsung isn't just experimenting with hardware. They're also adapting the software experience to match. And that's crucial. Because without proper software optimization, even the most innovative hardware can fall short. Now let's talk about availability. According to the source, this new foldable might initially launch in China. That's not unusual. Many companies choose to test new concepts in specific markets before expanding globally. So if this device does launch this year, it might take some time before it reaches other regions. But the bigger picture here is competition. Samsung isn't the only company exploring foldables. Apple is expected to enter the foldable market in the near future. While details are still limited, it's widely believed that Apple is working on its own foldable devices. And if that happens, it could completely reshape the market. Huawei is another key player. Despite various challenges, the company has continued to innovate in the foldable space. And according to the same report, Huawei could be one of the major players alongside Samsung and Apple in the coming years. So, what does all of this mean? It means the foldable market is about to get a lot more interesting. Instead of just refining existing designs, companies are now experimenting with new formats, new experiences, and new ways to use our devices. Samsung's rumored wide foldable is a perfect example of that. It's not just about making a phone that folds, it's about rethinking what a smartphone can be. A device that can function as both a phone and a tablet. A device that prioritizes productivity without sacrificing portability. Of course, at this stage, everything is still based on leaks and rumors. Nothing has been officially confirmed. But if even half of these details turn out to be true, we could be looking at one of the most unique smartphones of the year. And maybe even the start of a new trend. Because in a market where innovation can sometimes feel slow, a bold idea like this has the potential to stand out. So now the question is, would you actually use a wide foldable? Or do you think the current designs are already good enough? Either way, one thing is clear. The future of foldables is just getting started.